I spent 3 weeks crafting that gift with my hands. 3 weeks of late nights after work, carving, sanding, and painting every corner until it felt perfect. It wasn't expensive. It wasn't fancy. But it was made with love, something money can't buy. It was our 10th wedding anniversary, and I wanted to remind my wife, Lydia, of the simpler days when she used to smile at wildflowers I'd pick from the roadside, or laugh at the silly handmade cards I gave her back in college. We didn't have much then, but we had each other. That was enough. But lately, Lydia had changed. The woman who once said, "We don't need much to be happy," now spent hours scrolling through influencer posts, vacations in Paris, diamond necklaces, luxury dinners. Every anniversary for the past 3 years, she'd hinted that she wanted something meaningful. But what she meant was something expensive. This year, I wanted to remind her the heart beneath it all, the love that built our marriage. So I made her a handcrafted jewelry box, carved from mahogany, lined with velvet, and engraved with our initials. Inside, I placed a small photo from our wedding day, her smile brighter than any diamond. That evening, I lit candles, cooked her favorite pasta, and waited. When Lydia walked in, she barely looked up from her phone. "Oh," she said flatly, "you cooked." I smiled, "And I got you something special." She sighed, setting her purse down. "Please tell me you didn't spend too much." "I didn't spend anything," I said with a grin. "I made it." Her expression froze as I handed her the box. She opened it slowly, then frowned. "Is this wood?" "It's mahogany," I said softly. "I made it myself. Look inside." She did. Her eyes landed on the photo, and instead of smiling, she scoffed. "You seriously gave me a box with an old picture? Daniel, we've been married 10 years. This feels childish." My heart sank. "I thought—" She cut me off, her voice rising. "You thought what? That I'd melt over a piece of wood? I told my friends you were planning something special, and this," she held up the box, "is what you came up with." Before I could speak, she walked to the trash can, dropped it in, and said coldly, "I don't want handmade junk, Daniel. Grow up." For a long moment, I just stood there. The candles flickered, the pasta grew cold, and something inside me went completely still. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just nodded. Got it. That night, I didn't sleep. I stared at the ceiling, wondering when love had become something to be measured in receipts instead of effort. The next morning, while Lydia slept, I packed a small bag and left a note on the table. "Don't worry. You'll get what you want soon." I didn't go to work that day. Instead, I drove to my old friend Marcus's workshop. He owned a small woodworking business and owed me a favor. "Marcus," I said quietly, "how quickly can you make 10 jewelry boxes like the one I gave Lydia?" He frowned. "Depends." "Why 10? I smiled. "Because she's about to learn what real value looks like." 2 weeks later, Lydia got exactly what she wanted. When she came home, the house looked different. The shelves were empty, my clothes gone, the photo frames missing. Only a single envelope lay on the table, beside a single jewelry box, identical to the one she threw away. Inside was a note. "Happy late anniversary. You said my handmade gift was junk. Turns out, collectors disagreed. I sold 10 boxes to a boutique in Chicago for $1,200 each, including the design I made for you. They loved it. They called it timeless art from a husband's broken heart. You were right, Lydia. It wasn't enough for you, but it was worth something to people who still understand love." Under the note was a business card. Mine. I had partnered with Marcus. Orders were pouring in, and beside that card, I left something else, a check. Half the savings from the sale. Enough for her to start over. Because while she threw my love in the trash, I wasn't going to throw away my dignity. Later that night, she called me. Her voice trembled. "Daniel, I didn't mean it. I was just angry. I didn't realize." I interrupted softly. "You realize exactly what you wanted, and now you have it." She cried. "Please come home. I was wrong. I miss you." I hesitated. Then I said the words I've been holding in for years. I used to think love was about giving until it hurt. But love without respect, Lydia, is just sacrifice. Silence hung on the line before she whispered, "You really left?" "I didn't leave," I said gently. "You pushed me out the moment you threw my heart in the trash." Months passed. The business grew fast. My handmade junk became a brand. Magazines called it the art of honest hands. I moved into a small studio apartment. Quiet, peaceful, filled with a scent of wood and purpose. One day I got a package. It was the same jewelry box, the one she threw away, cleaned, repaired, and polished. Inside was a note in her handwriting. "You were right. I forgot what love felt like. I hope you find someone who never confuses value with price." I held the box for a long time. Then I smiled sadly and placed it on my workbench, a reminder how love can break and how it can also rebuild. Because sometimes, Yanni, the cruelest words don't destroy you. They forge you into something stronger.